There are 24 na total. Yeah, please come to page 46, biology.
Ma'am, should I start now?
Yeah, you can start now. The page with the heading adolescence. Yeah. Hormones also play an important role in the growth and functioning of the human reproductive system. So hormones are needed basically for the growth, and it will be different according to the age group. So the hormone will select on its own how much quantity has to be secreted. In the chapter 3, you have learned that all organisms produce new individuals of the same kind to maintain their species. It is only after growing up to a certain age that the human beings and many other animals are able to reproduce. Here, you will learn the changes that take place in the human body, after which a person becomes capable for reproduction. You will also learn the role of hormones in bringing about changes. 1 minute, sorry. Yeah, those who joined right now, come to page 46. I'm on the second paragraph of page 46. Growth begins from the day an individual is born. A newborn baby has a complete set of sex organs. Basically, even when there's a child, that person will also have the sex organs. But when they become mature, only then the sex organs will become useful for them. However, the testes of the baby boy are not yet able to make the sperms. That is after their certain age. So, for example, age 18. After that, then and the ovaries of a baby girl can't produce eggs even though hundreds of immature eggs are already present. So basically all these will be present, but the hormones have to function perfectly. After that, we can use the ovaries and the testes also. Growing up is a natural process. The period of life when the body undergoes development leading to reproductive maturity is known as adolescence. Please mark this as the definition, all of you. Adolescence is a transitional stage. Transition refers to change, is the changing of the stage of physical and the mental human development which occurs between childhood and adulthood. So basically, in other words, you can call it as your teenage years, which are adolescence. The term adolescence is derived from the Latin word adolescere, which means to grow into maturity. It is a time of development of growing towards physical and sexual maturity. An adolescent is neither a child nor an adult. Now I want you all to read the pink box. I'll give you all 2 minutes.
It's done.
Yeah, just tell me when you all are done, all of you all. The pink box.
Done.
Done.
Miss done.
Done.
Okay. Waiting for 1 more minute. All of you all finish.
Miss done.
Done.
Yeah, any doubts in the pink box? Anyone? Or should I continue?
Continue.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah, physical changes. Upon crossing the age
Miss
of 10 or 11, yeah. Upon crossing the age of 10 or 11, there's a sudden spurt in the growth, which is quite noticeable. So spurt will refer to an increase. Suddenly there will be an increase. These changes taking place in the body under the influence of hormones are a part of growing up. The following physical changes occur during adolescence. Increase in the height. The most visible and conspicuous change during the adolescence is a sudden increase in the height. During this period, the bones of the arms and the legs will elongate. Elongate means your height will increase basically of all the parts. The weight of the body will also increase. Initially, girls grow faster than the boys, but towards the end of the teenage, both will reach the maximum height. The rate of growth in the height varies in the different individuals. So depending on the boy and depending even on the heredity and the genes, the heights will be different for gender wise. Whether it's a boy, it can be short depending on the parents or even tall because of the parents again. Next one, change in the body shape. Boys generally have longer bones and more muscles as compared to the girls. Boys have broader shoulders and narrow hips, whereas the girls have a curvaceous body and broader hips because of the enlargement of the hip bone. So the development will also differ. For shoulders, it will be for the boys, and for the girls, it will be more curvaceous, and the hips will also change. Next one, change in the voice. Yeah. During adolescence, the larynx or the voice box, underline that if you all have the book, larynx, that is the voice box, will begin to grow. Boys develop a larger voice box. Basically, their voice will become louder when you're saying larger voice box. This can be seen in the boys as a protruding part of the throat, which has been called Adam's apple. So when you're talking, you can touch your throat and you'll feel that one part is moving. That is called as the Adam's apple. In the girls, the voice box is smaller in size. Generally, the girls have a high-pitched voice, whereas the boys have a deep, hoarse voice. So for girls, it's almost like very loud-pitched. And for boys, it will be a deep voice, which is louder. You must have observed that some of your classmates develop a hoarse voice. This is due to the muscles of their growing voice box, which develop to a larger extent, changing their voice. Everyone clear till here? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, next page. Yeah. This situation remains for a brief period. Brief refers to a longer period, which may be for a few months, after which the voice will become normal. So depending on the age, suppose I'm in the adolescence period, my voice will be slightly different.
Miss,
To become
can you go a
developed,
little slow?
yeah, sorry, I'll go
Miss,
slow.
what did you say just now?
I'll repeat last time on that, yeah. Which remains for a brief period, maybe for a few months, after which the voice will become normal. So if I'm an adolescent, like in my teenage years, that time my voice will suddenly change. Everyone will notice around you also. And then when I'm towards becoming an adult, the voice will remain constant. It will not keep changing again and again. So mainly changes are in your adolescence. Clear, everyone?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next
Yes,
one.
miss.
Increased activity of the sweat and sebaceous glands. During adolescence, the secretion of sweat glands and sebaceous glands, see it given in bracket, oil glands, increases. So basically, all our skin starts becoming more oilier. Even mainly on your face and your nose, you will notice. And even the sweat depends also how
What
much
is becoming
you will be.
oily?
Your nose and the face mainly.
Okay.
Yeah, many young people get acne and pimples in the face at this time because of the increased activity of the glands in the skin. So mainly depending on your hormones, it will decide how much oil will be given out, how much sweat will be given out, and it's according to your age again for adolescents. Yeah, next part, development of sexual and secondary sexual characters. During the adolescent period, the sex organs suddenly become active. The testes will start producing sperms and the ovaries start producing eggs. So testes refers to the male reproductive system. They will start producing sperms and ovaries will start to produce eggs, that is the female reproductive system. This indicates that the individual is becoming capable of producing children. This is called as stage of puberty. Now again, I'm giving you all 2 minutes. Go to the green box, which is the puberty box.
Miss,
Miss,
we do
done.
not.
Okay. Any doubts in
Done.
that, anyone? Or we go
Miss,
to next one?
No, ma'am.
Miss, in the last line, it is written enlargement of test. What is
Hello? Can you repeat?
it? Yeah. Yes, Miss. In the green box, the last line, it is written enlargement of test. So, what does that mean?
Testis is the male reproductive part. So that will grow in size that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Next part. Yeah. Puberty is brought on by the sex hormones, which start getting produced by the ovaries and the testes. So by the ovaries, which is female, testes is male, they will start producing the sex hormones, because of which again there will be some changes, but mainly internal. First we spoke about external, which is the voice and the look will change that way. Next part. The male
Miss,
sex
can you
hormones.
just repeat what you said? It was too fast.
Okay, sorry. Puberty is brought on by sex hormones, which start getting produced by the ovaries. Ovaries refer to my female reproductive system, and testes, male reproductive system. So they will decide how many sex hormones have to be released. Clear till here?
Yes.
Miss, what did you say in the end?
It will be decided by the male reproductive system.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah. The male sex hormones are known as the androgens. Yeah. Gurpreet, can you read it? Actually, the picture is not clear for me. Hello,
The
Gurpreet,
male,
Ketki, anyone?
yeah,
Yeah, continue.
I can hear. Wait. The
Yeah,
male
yeah.
sex hormones are called androgens, and the female ones are called estrogens. These hormones are activated by the follicle stimulating hormones (FSH), producing by the pituitary gland. The
So you
sex
have to remember this. Yeah, 1 minute, then you read it afterwards. The
yeah.
male sex hormones are known as androgen, and the other one is estrogen, which is in female, and they are activated by one hormone, which is follicle stimulating. Yeah, now continue, Gurpreet.
The sex hormones bring about other changes as well. For example, in boys, the voice breaks and hair starts growing on the legs, chest, and face. A boy who has been through puberty soon finds himself having to shave.
Yeah.
In female, the breasts start developing and fat is laid down in the thighs, giving the characteristic curves of the female body.
So the changes will be different for boys and girls depending. Yeah, continue.
The various changes which have just been described constitute the person's secondary sexual characteristics. At this stage, boys and girls both become more interested in the opposite sex. The table given below shows the important physical changes in boys and girls that take place during puberty.
And please mark this table, I'll have to learn it. Yeah, now I'll read it 1 minute. Boys, yeah. Enlargement of the testes. Testes is the, you can write down the meaning, part of the male reproductive system. For the girls, ovaries will mature and the release of eggs starts. So when it's mature, that time it will decide how many eggs have to be removed during the menstruation. Second point, the penis and the scrotal sac will grow. And on the right, uterus and the vagina will grow in size. The menstruation cycle starts, which is monthly. Then sudden spurt in the growth.
What is menstruation?
Menstruation refers to your like the release of the eggs every month, which we call in normal words as periods that way. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Third point, sudden spurt in the growth. Shoulder girdle grows more than the hip girdle. Now girdle refers to the width, so the size will also increase. And on the
What
right,
refers to?
the width or the length, you can call it, like it's increasing in size, expanding. Yeah, a sudden spurt in growth for a short time. The hip girdle becomes stove shaped and bigger than the shoulder. Gurpreet, can you read this?
Shoulder girdle, breasts grow. Then fourth point, beard, mustache, pubic and chest hair grow. Then for the girls, no hair on the chest or abdomen. Then fifth point, voice becomes deep and hoarse, low pitched voice. Then for the girls, high pitched voice.
Yeah. Anyone has doubts in this table?
No, miss.
Okay, continue.
The changes
Miss,
that
what
occur.
is scrotal sac?
Miss.
Could you repeat what doubt was it?
Miss, what is scrotal sac?
Scrotal sac. Okay, actually, we don't have the diagram right now. You'll be having it more in detail afterwards. It's a part of the male reproductive system again. It's clear in the
Miss, what
diagram, but they've
is
not given. Yeah, Ketki, what were you saying?
Miss, what is pubic?
Pubic. That is like your reproductive areas.
Miss?
Okay.
What is the meaning of where is uterus and vagina or something?
That is below.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yes,
uterus
I'll
is actually
continue.
all these. Yeah, these diagrams I will be having later in detail, not in here.
The changes that occur at puberty are perfectly normal, but adolescents who are worried about them should ask for help from their parents or counselor at school. The changes in the hormones sometimes cause depression and emotional swings during adolescence.
So emotional
Uh,
swing refers to mainly suddenly you start feeling irritated or angry or any sudden mood swing.
okay.
Yeah, continue.
Adolescence and the related psychological changes. Adolescence is a very critical period. During this period, boys and girls not only experience a spurt of physical growth but also rapid emotional and psychological changes. Some of these
No.
changes are highlighted below.
Yeah, now do
Boys
one
and
thing,
girls,
these points, one minute, quickly, yeah.
yeah.
One, two, three. Yeah, these 4 points I want you all to read because they're very easy to understand. So just read it and ask me if any doubts. I'll wait for 2 minutes.
Miss, in the second para,
Miss, what is the
in second line, there's a word juvenile stage. What's that?
Yeah, 1 minute. They become worried about their future, although it is a juvenile. Okay. Juvenile means it's just the basic. Like it's not going to remain forever. It's a temporary stage that way.
What,
Okay,
Miss? I
miss.
couldn't hear you clearly.
Yeah, it's just a temporary stage, not like a permanent change. It will remain for that many years only. For example, like right now you're in eighth, but you'll be thinking that what will I take in college? So that's a tendency that you start thinking about the future, even though it's not very close to you right now. It's just temporary for now.
Miss, what is the meaning of crucial age?
Crucial is important. It is called important because the main growth will take place depending on your hormones. That
Miss,
is
how do the
internal growth
hormones
mainly.
affect the brain?
Because it's all connected now finally. So like because of your hormones, suppose you're not starting to feel well. So even your head will start hurting, your back will hurt sometimes, depends on the situation.
Okay,
Done.
miss.
So
Miss
it will
Done.
affect you mentally also at the same time. Yeah.
Miss
Miss,
Done.
Anyone
Done.
Miss,
anyone
can
has
you
finished
explain
or
the third para?
Miss, I have a doubt.
yeah, 1 minute. We'll do the third para first, then Mohisha's doubt.
Okay, Miss.
Yeah. Boys and girls like to remain with their group of friends, also called as peers, which is like the same age friends, most of the time, since they feel safe in the groups. They also try to imitate what the others do in their peer group. So you have a tendency that you will follow. Suppose your friend is saying that I have bought, suppose, example like a new phone. And even you will start saying at home that even I want a new phone, my friend just got. So that way you get affected by your friends during this age. Clear? Yeah, and Mohisha, your
Yes.
doubt?
Miss, what is the meaning of grooming?
Grooming means you become like you start growing properly for your adulthood.
Okay,
Miss,
Miss. Thank
peers
you.
means
Which one?
peers.
Peers refers to the same age friends or similar age, at least like 1 or 2 years gap maximum. Clear? We'll go to the next part.
Yes, Miss.
yes, miss.
Yeah, now adulthood. The stage that follows adolescence is known as adulthood. Basically, after your 18 years, 18 is called as adult. An individual attains full physical growth and a great amount of emotional stability. Physical growth refers to like your shoulders, your whole body parts are developed properly up to 18, and a great amount of emotional stability. Means even emotionally you become more mature and you start thinking properly. Like when you're during your college time, you will be deciding what subject to take and which subjects you are interested, which you want to drop out, all this. So even emotionally you become stable that fixed I want to do this only. Next part. By this time, the values learned during the childhood and the adolescence are grounded, and a stronger vision for the future dominates. So whatever you were doing in the childhood, that will become like a base, and then you'll start thinking for your future. That what will I do in job after college? What to do during college? How will I manage and everything. Next part. Stable relationships, intellectual and career pursuits, and shouldering the responsibilities take a priority. Anyone has a doubt in this box?
Miss.
Okay, next part. Yeah, now again, importance of
Miss, what
personal
is the
hygiene is
meaning of
easy.
intellectual and career pursuits?
Intellectual refers to your mental, like what you're thinking process, and career. So you become very clear by the time you become an adult.
Okay.
Now read the first part, which is your the proper and safe food. Again, read it in your mind and tell me any doubts. Because these are just basic tips what to do.
Ma'am, done.
Done. First point. Any doubt?
Miss done. No, miss.
No,
Okay, then
miss.
continue reading these points only. They're just tips,
Miss,
so there's
third
nothing.
point भी read करना है.
Yeah, third also. Basically, I want you all to read up to page 49, up to the heading of stress. I'll give you all 5-10 minutes.
Miss, what is the meaning of defection?
Yeah, could you repeat? Sorry.
Miss, what is the meaning of defection?
Oh, 1 minute. Where are you? Which point? I
Miss,
think you
I'm
meant
on.
defecation.
No, I'm in cleanliness. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'm
Fifth
just finding
point.
that. Okay, defecation. So that is using the washroom basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss done. Miss. Miss.
Yes, Moisha.
Miss, what is the meaning of menstrual cycle?
Menstrual cycle again, your periods, which is monthly.
Okay, miss.
It's done.
Yeah, others, everyone has finished up to physical exercise.
Miss, 1 second.
Miss
Yeah,
done.
wait.
Miss, what is the meaning of menstrual cycle?
Menstrual cycle refers to your periods, means the giving out of the eggs monthly.
Okay, Miss.
Yeah.
Miss, done reading.
Everyone has finished. Should I go to the next one?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, stress. Okay. Stress is a state of mental or emotional strain, and in very simple terms, it can be called as tension. So a state of mental or emotional strain means you're worried about something constantly, and it will affect you even in your activities. Suppose you're thinking of something else, you won't be able to focus on your studies that way. Next part. Stress is the body's way
Miss,
of responding.
repeat
Yeah.
it. Miss, can
Yeah.
you
I'll
repeat
repeat.
what you said?
Yeah, stress is a state of mental or emotional strain. Means you'll be worried about something constantly. So you'll be distracted even while doing some other activity. Example, you have to finish your studying, but you're thinking about the test. So you're worried about the test only and you may not focus on your actual studying. That is called as stress in simple words, or we call it even tension in the daily terms. Yeah, then second part. Stress is the body's way of responding to any kind of demand. It can be caused by both good and bad experiences. When people feel stressed by something going on around them, their bodies react by releasing certain hormones into the blood. So because of the outside stress, it will start releasing some hormones into the blood. So
Miss, your voice
eventually,
isn't clear.
yeah, should I repeat? Now clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Proper.
Yeah. So basically, if something is happening in my surrounding, it will affect even my bloodstream because the hormones are secreted accordingly. So stress will affect even mentally, physically. Yeah. Next part. Stress is what you feel when you have to handle more than you're used to. Means suddenly I just tell you that instead of one assignment, I tell you have to finish 5 assignments, and you have a time limit also that within 1 hour I need it back. So that way you'll become stressed that how am I going to finish? Next part. You may feel there's nothing you can do about things going on in your life. This results in the alteration in attention. So your attention will reduce. Thought processes. So you'll start thinking slowly, or you'll just focus on the main problem rather than the solution. And the body functions, resulting in the various physiological and psychological disorders. So it will eventually even affect you long term, physiologically and psychologically, which is related to your mind. Everyone clear till here?
Miss, what is before psychological? There's a word.
Physiological. So bodily also you'll have problems. Maybe you'll start having some sudden headache.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And the next part. When you are stressed, your body responds as if you are in danger. So you'll think of it as an emergency. That what do? I don't have anything to do. I'm feeling helpless that way. So as if you're in danger, you'll start thinking. It makes the hormones that speed up your heartbeat, make you breathe faster, and give you a burst of energy. So suddenly you'll feel like you have a lot of energy and there's more blood pumping in the heart that way. The stress produces numerous physical and mental symptoms, which vary according to every individual situational factors. So depending on which situation I am stuck in, it will differ. Now, suppose if it's someone else, it will differ how the person is going to handle it. For me, suppose I'll go blank and I'll say what to do, I don't know. But the other person would be better. They'll say, I'll think of the solution and I'll take it slowly and I'll finish the homework given that way. This can include a decline in both physical and mental health. The process of stress management is regarded as one of the key to a happy and successful life in the modern society. So basically, you have to learn to handle stress, whatever age you are, because you'll have homework. Further in college, you'll have to think about how to finish the submissions on time, how to reach college on time. So you have to go on managing it. Yeah, now read the how to manage stress. I'll give you 2 minutes to read this one paragraph of page 49.
I'm done.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah, others also finished.
Miss,
Miss
Yes,
Done.
Mr.
Yes,
done.
Moisha.
Miss, what is the meaning of the
Miss,
last line?
what is the meaning of anxiety?
Anxiety. So means you're worried constantly. A state of worrying is called anxiety.
Miss,
Okay,
what
miss,
is the
thank
meaning
you.
of last line?
Last time, yeah. A number of self-help approaches to stress have been developed. Means how will you do it on your own? Self-help approach. Like basically there will be some method that first make a schedule, then start doing that way. So there will be some method to do, and now there are means also that you can find out. You can ask someone that how can I finish this on time? They'll give you some tips on it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's finished. Then we'll move to the last page, 50.
Yes, miss.
Yeah. Yoga. It is a mind-body practice which combines physical poses, means all the different asanas which they call in yoga, that is physical pose. Controlled breathing means they give you a counting. That suppose there is 3 seconds, so breathe in, wait for 3 seconds, then breathe out that way. and meditation or relaxation. So you're just staying calm for some period of time, like 30 minutes, example. Yoga may help to reduce the stress with increased flexibility. Because of your asanas, you will start doing stretching and even you'll focus on your breathing more. Increase muscle strength and the tone. Even your muscles will start developing gradually, not in one session, but if you're doing it regularly. Improved respiration, energy, and vitality. So you will start thinking better, your energy will be improved, and even your breathing will also start getting better.
Yes, what
Weight
do
reduction.
we mean by tone?
Tone. So your muscles will become toned, like in a specific shape, like fit. There won't be extra fat or anything on your arms that way, because you'll be doing all the asanas, so even your muscles will come into control.
Okay.
Yeah. Then weight reduction, so even your weight reduces. Improved athletic performance. So because of the yoga, you can even do better in your sports at school or whatever. Clear, everyone? The
Yes,
next
miss.
one,
Yes, miss.
exercise. Yeah, just 30 to 45 minutes of exercise at least 3 times a week can make you feel much healthier and in control of your own life. So if you're exercising, you'll become active mentally and physically. So they're saying 3 times at least, if not daily, if you're not getting the time. You may take up running, jogging, swimming, playing a team sport like cricket, football, hockey, etc. Next one, proper sleep schedule. Improving your sleep schedule will go a long way in helping you to reduce stress. So sleep schedule refers to the time that I'm sleeping and when I'm waking up. It should be fixed. Let's suppose 8 hours, so I should be having 8 hours, whether I'm sleeping 10 to 6 or whatever the timing is. Next one, reading. It is a great way to calm your mind and to gain knowledge. So when you're reading, you start imagining and you think that you're in the scenario. Suppose you're reading about some trip or something. You think that you're actually in that nature, in the mountains that way. So that will help to gain knowledge also, and you'll even start imagining more. Yeah. Next one, thinking positively. Become a positive thinker and take more pleasure in your everyday interactions. So you have to think positive that this thing is going to work, so it will happen that way. So you should think properly, then you can do the process. Laughing, it improves your mood and makes you feel happier. Then deep breathing, it is another way to invoke the relaxation response to stress. So when you start deep breathing, even the stress will start coming down because of the breathing. You're focusing on the breathing rather than focusing on the problem of the stress. Next one, meditation. For meditation, sit in a quiet place for 15 to 20 minutes every day with your hands in a comfortable position. So basically, you can keep it folded or whatever you're comfortable with. Eyes closed and focus on your breathing. So in that time, you don't focus on anything. No homework, no phone, nothing. You're just sitting quietly and paying attention to the meditation. Work on clearing your mind of the negative or stressful thoughts and simultaneously concentrate on your inhaled and exhaled breath. So you're leaving everything aside and just focusing on your breathing. Last one, yeah, time management. Getting organized will help you to plan your work and have a better sense of what you need to do and how. So you should manage everything in such a way that you're even saving time so that you get some free time also apart from studying. Hobbies, do something that you enjoy every day, whether it is reading, writing, music, playing a musical instrument, or doing a puzzle, as it helps in diverting the mind from all negative or stressful thoughts. So you should even pay attention to your hobbies, that you're taking some free time also, except for all the work and all the stress in the life. Everyone clear? Any doubts in the chapter?
No, miss.
Oh, ma'am.
No,
Yeah.
miss.
And it's all informal about the test.
No.
Oh,
Okay, I'll say
no.
it in one.
Oh, ma'am.
Chemistry, which chapter was done recently?
Chemical
Chemical
reaction.
Chemical
reaction.
reaction.
Yeah, so you will be having a test on chemical reaction. Just write it down somewhere. I'll even post it on the group. Thursday, you will be having this. That is Thursday evening. Chemical reaction test. Same thing, which is 5:15 to 6. And sir has posted the YouTube videos. Have all of you all seen it, the maths ones?
No, miss, I did not get it.
Yes.
No, miss.
Miss, I did not get it only on the YouTube.
Just check it. Actually, it's uploaded yesterday, so it's there. The cube notes
Miss, for
videos are
the
there.
test, we have to do a Zoom meeting, no, sir had written.
Yeah, it will be on Zoom from 5:15 to 6. And I want all of y'all to go through those maths videos of YouTube. Whereas done the even sums,
Okay,
you all
miss.
will do the odd sums in written. Because there will be a cube root test also that I'll inform later when is it. Clear, everyone?
If you're talking
Yes,
about
miss.
math
Yes,
or
miss.
science,
Miss,
Test
so
is about science.
that chemistry test will be online, right? On the Zoom?
Yes, it will be on Zoom. 1 minute, I'll just repeat it again. So it's clear.
Miss and sir will
Science,
share screen or he'll send the paper on WhatsApp.
share screen only.
Okay.
1 minute, I'll just repeat it again. So science chemical reaction test on Thursday, which is 5:15 to 6 on Zoom with the video on. And second thing, you'll have to refer YouTube videos of that cube root, and you all will do the odd sums for practice.
Okay, miss.
So you'll have one
Okay,
homework and you'll have to study for one test.
Yes,
Okay.
miss.
Yes,
Thanks for today.
miss.
Yes. Bye.
Bye, miss.
Bye, miss. Thank you.
Bye, miss. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye,
Thank you,
miss. Thank
Miss.
you.
Bye, miss. Thank you, miss.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye, yes.